Let the arms become heavy. Let the crown of your head become light. Feel the weight of your ruler. Let it rest. Body rest. Come to know your breath. Feel the temperature as it draws in and then it changes when it leaves. Feel the weight to the center of our feet. And check your fingers again that you're gently hanging on. You need to wiggle your fingers a little bit and then let your hands become the cradle. A little bend to the knees. Let the ruler float out before you. Draw into the heart. Sinking down. So if we're going to be seated, we'll lift our heels as our ruler floats up. Standing, we lengthen the legs, not to the point of being completely straight. Always that little bend there. And sink down. Notice the temperature in the room. Notice the temperature of you. Relax the jaw, lips and eyes. Relax the neck. Let's watch the ruler descend. We'll watch it rise. Drifting back down. Exhale is down and out. Long breath in, lifting up. Two more this way. This will be one of two. We'll watch the ruler descend, and then we're going to draw it right back up close to us. Reverse the motion, pull up, extending out. Just drifting down, watching the ruler descend, and focus on the center ruler. As the ruler comes in, like we're rowing a boat, draw the energy in you, whatever that word wants to be, or that thought or intention. Yesterday, I was at the Blake at Hamlin, and Renee is there. Well, Richie used to come to my class. Matter of fact, that's the only reason he would get out of his room and come to class. She said, what is this energy supposed to look like, feel like? She said, is it okay if I'm thinking about drawing a thing or a person, something in and out? Absolutely. However you want it to be. Or maybe it's a word, comfort or healing or happiness. I think she was giving Richie a hug. One more is here. A breath in. Exhale, draw in. Let's send this ruler up into the sky. Lengthen the spine, the mind, the breath. We can continue to watch the ruler. Let the motion be slightly grander. We're drawing the energy through the soles of the feet, guiding it through the marrow of the bone, up through the spine, up through the crown of the head. Looking up if you like. Maybe we're just drifting back down to like a big hot air balloon. Notice the tension that you may be holding your ruler with. Let it be a little lighter. And notice the temperature of the ruler now. It's probably the same temperature of you. And then notice your temperature to the temperature of the room. Maybe you're warmer, cooler. Definitely just relaxed. Let the ruler come down to rest. Let us come down to rest, to pause, to feel, to breathe. Feel the stillness on the outside, but all the wonderment we've created inside. Standing, make sure we feel that little bend to our knees. If we're seated, that our feet are not gripping or our legs are not pushing into the floor. Now here the ruler draws up to the heart. We're going to alternate our steps. Root into the yin and yang side. Let your step be forward as your arms extend. We'll step back into place, switching feet. Begin to work on balance. The slow step encourages the leg we step away from to take a deeper contraction for balance. Or if we're seated, that will engage our core more by lifting the foot, and you press into the other leg a lot more than as if we were standing. Benefits on both sides. Standing, seated, a little bit of both. Feel the chest open, let the shoulder blades draw back. And then as you extend, let the shoulders extend forward of the heart. Feel the shoulder blades leave the spine, and then they draw back in as we draw our breath back in. Find where each side of your step matches where it needs to be to maintain stability. A little bend stays to the knees and just drift away. As we extend out, you may find more tension in your hand. So do your best to let go a little more. These next two, I'm just going to step straight towards the camera. As we step back, let the ruler completely come to rest as we do ourselves. Pause. Feel. Breathe from spine to sternum. Let the abdominals relax so they extend outward, so the lungs can expand outward. So I can super oxygenate the body. Let your ruler go vertical. Let your feet slightly go wider. Let the body shift just side to side, a more purposeful bend to each side. Or if we're seated, we're going to lift the heel, more purposeful on each side. Now, as we rock side to side, we want to feel that our hips go behind us. So we feel the weight to the center of the foot, not to the ball of the foot. We shouldn't feel any tension in the knees. If we do, we're shifting too far forward. Now, give attention to the ruler. It should be resting in the palm of the hand. And the top arm is just kind of hanging out. It's not pressing down, so the way the arm doesn't have to press up. Let's extend out to the mountainside. We're drawing our hands across the clouds. Let's just float side to side. Feel the rotation in your spine. Just let it be as grand as it would like to be. That's one of those beautiful benefits in our Qigong practice that we don't have in our Tai Chi practice. There are limitations for reasons in Tai Chi, and there are not limitations in Qigong for reasons as well. So just find where the body wants to turn side to side. Encapsulating ourselves in this giant sphere of energy. Like we're brushing our fingertips to the degree in which we can experience the energy. If you need to take the feet a little bit wider, anytime that you need to, go right ahead. That might be more comfortable. And when we come back to the mountainside over here, we're going to change directions. So here the bottom hand starts to float up. Holding back in. Letting go. Now the top hand is very relaxed. Let the shoulder of the upper arm relax a little more. Into the nose, relax the jaw. A little smile. This helps for lots of things. Now let's look to the ruler. Look to the center. We can't see the center when it draws in, but peripherally we can look at the top of our hand. And then we watch as it reaches out. See that your ruler is vertical. Feel that your spine is the same. One more, we will step in. Find your heels back underneath your hips, however you like. Let the arms continue to rotate one more time as we bring our feet back into place. Let your ruler begin to tumble through space. A slower movement. Feel. Feel the texture in the palms of the hands from your ruler. We attach our breath to one hand. So as one hand draws in, maybe you're breathing in. The same hand goes out, maybe you're breathing out. Tumble to one side, to the middle. And then to the mountains. Feel that your elbows stay closer, and if you notice that the ruler is getting away, like going to your fingertips, we have to move slower and give your eyes attention to the palm of the hand so you can see that it's doing what it needs to do. The fingers are encapsulating the ruler. Just enough room for it to move. So let's take a step to the mountainside, shall we? Float back in as if we're walking on top of the clouds. We're standing, let us feel our tailbones a little released, right? So the waist is relaxed. Remember that the leg that is stationary is the strength for the other leg to step out. Of course, these are not big steps, but we still have to give attention to the foot that we're stepping back to is rooted, right? So the pelvis is released, so we feel the energy of the gravity through the center of the foot. One more time. We come back, heels under hips. And let this ruler of energy just tumble in and through you. Feel the weight is balanced to both legs now that we're in place. We're seated, that our sit bones are balanced, not one side of the hip is up over the other. Let the ruler gently tumble down to stillness. Let our bodies come to stillness as well. Feel the peacefulness on the outside. The warmth and the generation of our energy on the inside. Maybe this is our first big movement of the day. The body's just receiving that with joy. Let's take our rulers and set them somewhere. As we come back into place, let the hands begin just to flow side to side. We're holding the sun here. As we float away from the mountainside, we'll let our hands drift up across the heart like the sun rises for the day. And it just goes to the other side of the earth, right? Or should I say, we go to the other side of the sun. This helps us to focus on our waist, so the arms just stay in place. They lift up to the height of the heart or the chest, and then the waist or the chest brings us across. And then the arms descend and the waist brings them across. Now, as we feel that, feel the shift of your weight pouring one side to the other. Let the shoulders get a little heavy. I just noticed mine were up higher than they needed to be. Now, as we sink down, we'll change course. Just one little float over here to our yin and yang. And then like we're going to toss the sun up over the mountainside. So we go on a little journey today. One more time this year. Let your arms come down to be completely heavy. Feel the weight shift a little to the mountain side, a little bit to the yin-yang side. Let our legs become still. We're going on a journey out to Colorado. We've all made it to the log cabin. We're waking up, so let us just reach up. Hold up the sky. A morning way to say good morning to our bodies. Our hands reach up and come down, whichever way feels best to you. So many ways to do the same named movement. Maybe there's that one way that you do it. Your body just goes, yes. This is mine. This is the one my body goes, yes. Two more times, please. Whichever way the body wishes it to be. You can look up or not. If you decide not to look up, you can always shift the weight slightly to the balls of your feet. Just slightly, just to feel the weight shift. The calves get a little bit taut, and then everything just lets go. Sink down to pause. Just feel. However your arms, hands would like to rest. To pause, feel, and to breathe. Imagine that you're looking out your window. The sun's beginning to peak. Let the arms drift down. As we look out the window, we just shift the weight side to side. Then when we come back to the yin-yang side, because we're looking out that window, we see on a fence post, the rooster crows on one leg. It's a little late in waking us up, but he'll do his best. As you look out the window, you see into the distance, the mountains, the river. Maybe there's some birds singing, talking, having a conversation about the day. Just finding where your balance fits you best. We all can become the rooster. Three more. Now it's time to make our way outside. Just take one step forward. Let your other foot come side by side, stepping forward. Shifting the weight into the foot that just came forward, we'll step back. So as you're walking through the log cabin, what does it look like? What's hanging on the walls? Most likely there's one of those old kerosene lanterns, just as display. Feel the weight gently root in one side to the other. Release the pelvis as the crown lifts to the rising sun. We'll come back into place as we've made our way to the stable. They bring the horses out. We stand beside the horse and we open the arms so we can pat the high horse. Our hands drift down. A few more times, we sink down. As we're patting our horse, what does your horse look like? Black, brown, spotted? Did you get the zebra? This is your journey. What more is here? So we've traveled down, riding on the horse, down to the riverside. Let the arms drift out in front, and we see the waves as the river goes on by and move like the river. It's a gentle current. We become those waves. With a breath in, let's sink it down. As we sink down, a little hinge to hips and knees, and we're seated. When we rise, we lift the heels. It's up to you how high you like the heels to lift, but not a whole lot of tension in there. And we have to thank our horses, right? So let's float over here to the mountainside. Come down to embrace the full moon. We step to the mountainside so we can part our horse's wild mane. Now we're just going to stay here. Come back to embrace the full moon. There'll be a big circular movement gathering in the positive energy into you and how we see the day. Hold your horse, brush its mane. It's a long mane. Just at the very top where the mane begins, there's a few braids, and after that, it's just this long, beautiful mane. The horse is calming down. It feels your calmness. One more time, we go to our other side. We'll step around to the other side of the horse. So let the arms drift up. Bring our hands across as we step back in so we can step to the other side of the horse. We got to brush the mane properly, right? Both sides. Feel the weight shift, feel the waist turn, and then feel the waist come back. Exhale. Feel the shoulders even lighter than before. Two more times should suffice to calm the horses. Now, as we take this last one, we look around the riverbanks. What happens to be there? As our arms drift up, we scan across the riverbanks, and over on the other side, there happens to be this beautiful white crane. We're observing the crane as we bring our hands in to hold the moon, and that spreads its wings as we tap our toe out to mimic the bird. As it spreads its wings, we come back into place before it flies away. A breath in. Let the yin-yang side come down. Exhale. Let the waist turn you to the mountainside. And the other crane spreads its wings. There's just a few over there. It's almost like they're in synchronicity with each other. One spreads its wings, and the other kind of goes, that's a good idea. I think I'll do that too. So here we go. Empty step. Open the wings. Cool them off a little more. One more. One more crane. And then the one takes flight, and the next, and the next, and the next. Soon the whole group of them are just flying into the distance. They become smaller and smaller. Let the palms turn to face up. Come out to create our letter W. As the hands come in, like we're going to repulse the monkey and lift the heel of the side we open. As we use this movement with horses in tow to go across the lowest part of the river. We take a step. We open up. Let the arms pull us back forward. Careful of your step. It's a beautiful riverbed, just the pebbles, round stones. Feel your feet sink a little deeper into the riverbed rock. Feel the coolness around you with the water flowing by gently. Two more times. Feel the water between the fingers. Don't let the water see you move. So as we come out of the river, we're all cool. We tie the horses, we go for a walk. As we open up through the mountains, let the arms pull across and just stay here in warding off. It's like descending the mountain movement without descending the mountain. It's almost as if we're all reaching up to let our fingertips touch the clouds. We go around the bend. We want to get out of the sun, so we're going to go a bit through the forest. So we roll back here on the mountainside. As we go through the forest, there are those sparrows again. As we come up, and we're going to grasp the little sparrow's tail. They know that they want to play, so we're just going to send them out before they come back. Let's go to the other side, because each step we take, these sparrows, they just are like, oh, there they are again. They come up to rest to the palm of the hand. You hold the sparrow in the palm of the hand, then you let it fly away. It makes a big circle. It goes through the trees, the pine trees. We smell the pine. Step on the needles that rested to the earth. And we just flow side to side. You feel the little, I guess their claws, their feet rest onto the hand. You felt little pressure in the hands, they fly away. The shoulders relax a little more. Exhale as we sink down. A breath in. And let the sparrow go again. Decorate. What does that sparrow look like? Is it one color or has colors? Let's go to the other side for one more. As we get closer to the mountainside, there's a bit of snow down there, fallen the night before. And somehow, I don't know how, let's bring our arms across. But as we look down, we see to the earth as the arms sink down. We open both arms. And as we sink down and we look down, we see a flower. Our arms cross over as we rise. We open up like this flower. It's almost as if the warmth of the earth separated the snow away. And there sits this little flower, reaching up for the sun as we open up and become that flower. It opens its petals to receive the warmth of the sun, as do we. We hinge or sink down just so we can gather a whiff of the flower. One more time. As we just go ahead and pass by the flower, waiting to see it on another day, we'll let our arms extend out forward. and pull across. And as we look over to the mountainside, we notice the tiger is waiting for us. So we embrace our moon so we can carry the tiger back to the mountain. The bottom palm stays up, but it reaches out just over the knee, and the top hand pushes so the claws of the tiger can rest right there. Let the arms reach out, float across the sky. We'll step back into place. Still carrying your tiger. Feel the space in between the body, so the body of the tiger can be there. Is the tiger purring? It's happy to see you. It's happy to see yourself here today. Moving through the range of motion that feels the best as we carry our tiger up the mountain. So we're getting closer to the mountaintop, and as you can see, there's snow there, and so maybe you feel a little cooler. Not as warm as before. Last one to the other side. We get to a place that looks like a good landing for us, if you will. We just send that tiger on its way as we step back to jump up to become the clouds. As we rise up, floating across without a care in the world. We see the tiger in the distance running away. There are those cranes that were by the riverside earlier, flying the other direction. I guess they're coming back to the riverside. We just move gently, floating over the mountaintops. As we're floating over, let's go ahead and move like the clouds. So the hand that rises is the foot that will step in. Or if we're seated, we can lift the heel and set it back down. Let the fingers become a little more relaxed. How's your waist? Just relax. Yeah. One more step to bring our feet together. Let go of any extra tension you might feel in the shoulders, the neck, the upper trapezius area, the biceps, the fingers, forearms. That helps with the fingers. We're going to go back. Give your eyes attention to your hand. That way we give our attention to ourselves. Can relax the hands a little more. They're slightly cupped now. And we'll stay here with the fingers apart, the feet apart. We'll float one more time over here to the mountains. As we change locations of our hands, come in to embrace the moon. We take our step forward because through these clouds, we see the wild geese flying away. Let the bottom arm sweep up as the top arm, palm goes down. And we sit back into place. Float to the other side. Feel that the knees are bent. A breath in. See the geese spread their long wings. And let's just float across, becoming the geese. Feel your body to song the joints. We're opening our wings all the way across the mountainside. Two more times. The arms reach back out. Now we're going to float across. Just make a big circle here, rolling back. Come back to letting the heart or waist guide us one side to the other. You hear the palms face the camera. Let the shoulders get relaxed. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Give less work for the arms. The hands stay in place, and it's the waist that moves you through space. How's the temperature in the room different? Do you feel it going between the fingers or around you? We sway down just to change directions. As we're on top of the mountains, we bring our fingers across the clouds. And as our arms sink down, as if we're looking down into the valley from where we just came, seeing the river, we see the cranes have arrived back to the riverside. Wondering where the tiger has gone to. One more time. Let the arms come down, becoming completely heavy. Take a breath in as the arms descend. And we exhale, let the waist turn, the shoulders, the head, the eyes. As the dragon sweeps its tail left and right, we just look at the mountainscape. As if it doesn't end, but it does. But this peacefulness never has to. The more we bring this peacefulness into us, the more it resides, the easier it is to come back to it, no matter what happens. We exhale to turn. Standing, you may feel a slight weight shift side to side. We look with the eyes as well. We have to look with the eyes. Just keep the eyes strong. There's muscles in there too. 2 more. Let the arms get pulled to the earth as if they're the roots of the pine tree that we walk through. Holding on. Let your body come back to stillness. Picture yourself at the highest peak. Become the mountain. Let the arms rise up. Become the tree at the highest peak that you can be. Focus on the stillness of the outside. Feel all of this wonderful energy, storyline we've traveled through to bring us to our peace place. See the bird like it's memories. The horses have made their way back to the house. We bring our hands into our hearts, sinking down. We find ourselves back in the room, looking back out the window, as if we've teleported back to the cabin. Where we settle down, we're going to take one more wonderful stretch, but this time we're going to separate from where we went to where we went to, separating the sky and the earth. Drawing the memories of both into you, the energies of both into you. Looking up if you like. Feel the shoulders sink and rise. Feel the shoulder blades hug the spine. A gentle breath in through the nose. A gentle exhale through the lips. We're blowing out the celebration cake. Celebration of today, this moment. This energy that time that we share with each other. So we can do it good enough. So we can be better. So we can be the best for others, two more, and ourselves. Last is here. Now here at the extent of your arms, let them reach out to the sides of the room. Where the logs are, our fingers are just going in between. They sink down just to fly away in your mind space, where we travel to. Come to stillness. Touch on a little part of the journey. Patting the high horse, brushing its mane, going through the river or seeing the crane. Playing with the sparrow, or we smell the flower as we carry the tiger back to the mountain. We go high up to become the clouds, and then fly away as the geese. And here in these last three movements, we open up our arms like the rising sun. Become our own solar panels. And draw that warmth in and through you. Let it cloak you on the outside, fill you up on the inside. As we lengthen our spine, our mind, our breath, as we're reaching to the very top of the clouds and past the clouds. As through this journey and all, I always invite you to think about those people, places, things, thoughts, and ideas that bring you health, healing, hope, and happiness into your minds, your mental energy, your hearts, your emotional energy, and into your bodies, your physical energy. Let it infuse all of who and what you are down to your atomic level. With that, thank you for being here. It's a pleasure as always. And I'll see you real soon.